What's going on, everybody? Ruskin here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually going to be doing the top 5 ways to make money in Grand Theft Auto Online, and obviously we all know heists are the best way, and you can argue back and forth with me all day long about CEO jobs and shit, as far as warehouse work, vehicle exporting, but for this list we're going to focus on things that can be done solo if they have to be. Now, coming in at number 5 on our list is going to be the biker or MC businesses, and I have a huge problem with them for a variety of reasons. So let's go ahead and get right into those reasons. The first problem with them is that you have to invest money up front, not only to get the MC business, but also to get each individual illegal business, whether that's a weed farm, a coke factory, methamphetamine lab, whatever it is. The other problem I have is that it really is designed for co-op, but the reason it's number 5 on this list is because it can be done solo. But what I'm going to show you on screen right now is actual gameplay of me doing some MC work and just making money with these businesses and letting them grow. It's mostly driving from one point of the map to the other. I chose to fly to take a little bit of time off, but really just going from one side of the map to the other, back and forth. It's extremely tedious. Extremely time consuming, but the good thing is once you do get the businesses and the supplies, they can make money in the background for you without you actually having to do anything, which is extremely beneficial. Problem is, doing them solo is so tedious and time consuming that it makes sliding across the pavement on your face seem, not that bad actually. All in all, while it is a good way to make a few $100,000 an hour in the background without doing too much, that's after the setup cost, after the supplying of the businesses, and after selling the product, which can be tedious. So let's move on. Now, like I said, the heist missions and the Lamar missions, any missions like that that require 4 players, and as well your CEO warehouse and your import and export jobs through CEO abilities and through your office and through your yacht, are all really designed for 4 players to the extent that I feel they can't be done with 1 player. Now, don't get me wrong, I have done them many times 1 player on my own, but there's an investment of money every step of the way, and there's a chance you won't make your money back, and that chance just goes through the roof when you don't have people playing with you. So for number 4 is not going to be warehouses, it's not going to be doing your import and export. What it's going to be is doing just the CEO jobs, the free mode work, and that can be done simply by owning a yacht or by owning a CEO office. Now, once you start these, they pay out typically $15,000 to $30,000 every. You can probably get them done once every 10 minutes, once every 15 minutes, and you can do them solo. They're not too bad. You might have to invest a little bit in sticky bombs, or maybe use a bulletproof vehicle or something to make them that much easier. The problem with these, though, is that they can only be done in a public session, and, well, as we all know, if you join a public session and then try and do anything productive, what's going to happen? Every player in the server is going to come after you and going to try and kill you for no reason. It's not like they get a reward. It's not like they have any real incentive to come after you. But the game prompts them to do it, and so they're gonna. And it's one of those things where, hey, I could kill you, and I probably will, but what good does it do me? Because you're gonna keep coming and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And so while this is a great way to make anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000 an hour, because it has to be done in free mode, and the other players are gonna come after you and kill you, it's kind of like, it almost feels like beating your head against a fucking brick wall, to be just quite honest with you. So that is our number 4 spot. Let's move on to number 3 and some better ways to make money. So check it out, guys. Survivals. There are, 8 or 9, maybe even as many as 10 survival maps. I do wish they'd bring in some new ones because they haven't for, 3 years. But there are a few different survival maps, so you don't get bored. Don't get bored too fast. Of course, if you do them all day, every day, they're going to get boring, but it's a great stress relief for me to just sit there and unload bullet after bullet into cops or rednecks or whoever it is that you're killing in the survivals. The great thing is when you complete these, they're 10 rounds. Once you complete round 10, you do get paid $30,000, and it could take you anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes depending on how good you are, how good your team is, how you're playing and how it's going. But the thing that makes this really so good to me, when I was a lower rank or a lower level in Grand Theft Auto Online, is I would use survivals as a way to get ammo. And anybody that you kill drops weapons, ammo, and money. And sometimes they're weapons that you don't actually have unlocked yet. So this is one of the only ways to get them. So that's great. Plus the 30,000 is great.
It's time for power play. Let the fight begin.
So coming in at the number 2 spot, I'm going to go ahead and call this the flavor of the week. And what I mean by that is every single week or every other week, anytime you go and play Grand Theft Auto, there are going to be some kind of either adversary modes or adversary modes, however you say it, or races or something like that that is double cash and double RP. So it prompts you when you're in the loading screens to get to Grand Theft Auto Online. If you'd like to play these, just press, I think it's R1 or L1, and it'll throw you right into one of these jobs. Now, my problem is I don't like player versus player combat missions like this. I don't like races, and so I don't like the adversary modes, but I have heard from others that it's a great way to make a lot of money fast, and if you don't mind trying some new things, maybe the flavor of the week, whatever's paying double cash and double RP this week, maybe that's what you do. Some of these do last a long time. I've played some before where it was like 10, 15 rounds of bullshit, half an hour, 45 minutes gone by, but it did pay out good, so what are you gonna do? So coming in at the number 1 spot, if you've ever, seen a video from me before, if you've been subscribed to me for any length of time and watched any of my Grand Theft Auto content, I almost always in every video rave about, hey, you ought to play contact missions. Contact missions are the best way to make money. I truly believe that because I know I can make anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000 an hour playing contact missions. There are, I don't know, 100 or more contact missions, so you don't necessarily have to do the same ones over and over again, although oftentimes people do because they've got, those certain ones that pay out the most, or they've just, got it down, beaten that one as quickly as possible or as easy as possible. The good thing here is while you can do it with other people, and of course it's easier to do it with other people, you can absolutely do it on your own and be extremely successful with it. But the great thing here, and the thing I don't think a lot of people realize, is if you jump into some contact missions and set your controller down, you can go to sleep, you can go to work, you can go do whatever you got to do today, and as long as somebody in that job completes the mission before 15 minutes runs out, you're not going to be kicked for an inactivity because it was before 15 minutes ran out and the job was completed and you move on to the next job. I've sat here for 3 or 4 hours and not even, been in the same room, but been logged in and just been making money every step of the way. So I leave and I come back 2 hours later, 3 hours later, and I'm, $400,000, $800,000 richer. So that's just one of the reasons why I feel like this is the number 1 way to make money in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you don't believe me, hey man, add me on PlayStation, send me a message on here, and we'll get some games going. But that is going to be it for the video, guys. If you did like it, be sure and leave a like on it. And of course, if you did like it and you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. Just makes a whole bunch of sense. But until my next video, I'll see you bye.